Okay, so let's look at this word problem. It says Salem and Edwin use inch rulers to measure their caterpillars. Edwin's caterpillar measures 3/8 on an inch. Okay, and Salem's caterpillar measures 3/4 of an inch. Whose caterpillar was longer? So the first thing I want to do is look out for some, powerful words, right? So here's my fraction, 3/8. It doesn't look like we normally write it, right? It's a little bit in words, so I might write over here, write 3/8. And then over here is my other fraction, 3/4. So I just want to write 3/4 over here, okay? All right, so there's a couple ways that we can decide, right? We want to look at our fractions, 3/8, okay, that's less than a whole, so it's not a whole inch. And 3/4, that's less than a whole, right? So we might look at, say, all right, let me see if, well, I know this is pretty close to a whole, and 3/8, well, I know 4/8 is half, so that's less than a half. So right now, mentally, I'm thinking this one's bigger, but let's use another strategy if we are not having the mental math go on, okay? So I'm gonna make my two number lines. Notice I'm making them the same size, and I'm making them a decent size so I don't have to squish it all in there, okay? I've already determined that these are normal fractions, so they are less than a whole. So I'm gonna start with 0, and I'm gonna end with 1, because they're not gonna go further than 1. And I'm gonna do the same thing. So my rulers, my number lines are looking the same, okay? So let me do the 3/4 easier. Let me label it so I don't mess up and make a mistake, because that would be easy to do. So 3/4. I did 3/4 easy because that's easier to make on the number line, right? I'm gonna go with my half, and then I'm gonna cut my halves in half, right? And so this would be 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, right? And boom, there we go. Now this is great because I know that when I'm making eighths, I want to cut my eighths, right? I want to cut my fourths in half, which will make eighths. So I'm going to just do my half here, keep this in line so that they are equal, and then I'm going to cut my fourths in half, right? So I'm going to cut that in half, that in half, that in half, and that in half. So now I have 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, and I could continue to label, right? 4/8, here's my half. Here we are, okay? So visually, we can see that 3/4 is greater than 3/8, right? So we could write 3/4 is greater than 3/8, okay? All right, that is problem number 1. Let's see. Try a couple of these on your own. Let's say 2/6 and 5/6, and I want you to use our signs, okay? 1/3 and 1/8. Okay. Let's try 3/6 and 2/3. And we'll try one more. Let's try 1/4 and 5/8. Okay, so you can you know, start with looking at the denominators, right? Thinking about what we know about that. And then looking at the top, how many pieces, right? Same thing here. These two, you might want to draw a number line for, okay? Visually, these two should be, if you think about how many people you have to share with and how many pieces you're getting. And then these, I want you to try a number line, okay? So try these on your own, and then we will go over them, okay? All right.